The one thing that I have noticed over probably the last year is that we've all been left by ourselves. In one way or the other, we've had to spend more time with ourselves. More time with ourselves with less distractions really begins to turn into, well, shit, like, who am I? What am I? What am I without all of this, like going out, whether it's partying, whether it's going to college? What is it when I take away all of the things that I am? What is that is left? And I think that's a fascinating question that each and every one of us asks. And so bringing that back to owls, I wanted to talk a little bit about a lot of fears that I've had. And, from the start of this, right, there's always the fears. There's always the fears of like, what if people don't like this? What if people don't like this? What if people don't like me? What if they look at me and they think that like I don't know enough, or I'm not as good as like someone who's like a scientist, or someone who's like done, I don't know, all of these other things. But the whole point of it is that we're here on a journey, right? We're here on a journey. We're all learning together. And I feel empowered, especially after the Future 4200 event that was down in LA. We did this panel, and it was just really moving, to be sitting there next to some of these people, a lot of people that have just had their lives affected by the prohibition of cannabis. And I'm done with the fear. I really am. I'm done with the fear. I want to be as straightforward and honest and frank with you. If there's stuff that I'm afraid of, or I need to push through any of that stuff. And it's like we're consistently dealing with fear, right? And coming back to this whole like COVID thing, and don't need to get into that about like what is it or whatever. But the point of it is that like there's been a huge waking up that has been happening, and it's really allowed a lot of us to either come out of our shells or examine ourselves and examine the aspects or go deeper into the shell. Hopefully a lot of you have opened up and you are now beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel coming into April 2021. But the main thing I wanted to say here is that like we all have the power inside of ourselves. You need to have the belief in what it is that you do. And there has been so many of us that have been affected by the prohibition of cannabis, that have been scarred by the prohibition of cannabis. And I feel like that I want to be someone who can help people to be real with who they are. And that first starts with you being real with yourself. No, it starts here, right? And so we can all focus inwards and focus in on ourselves and how can we be better. And so all that I'm saying is that I know that I can be better for each and every one of you. And that really comes back to being as real as possible with you. And what does that mean? It means that like, that we are honest about, fears that are maybe coming up, that we, like for instance, like I feel like I am embarrassed about how long it's taken to like get some of these products to come to light. I feel that there's been a lot of fears around Delta 8, around the testing, not having answers for all of you, and just trying to juggle everything and then still come up with content and videos. It's a lot. And then trying to also expand the team to support and keep up with the sales and keep up with the videos. And like, I'll be honest with you, right? I'll tell you what, right? Here's another one for you. We had our total sales were $327,000 for the quarter. And we had expenditures of like 427. So I actually got a loss right now of like 100K, 108. And I'm just being real. I'm being real with you. And we are going to grow this thing into something spectacular. And I know that I need to be focused. I need to be putting out more content. And I need to be as straightforward as possible with all of you. And so my goal here is to start putting out more content. I want to make sure that I'm bringing on a lot of different guests. I want to bring on people who actually give a shit about this industry. And I want to talk to you about any of the fears that I'm having, the struggles, more just the struggles, right? Like, as I said, just trust me, I want each and every one of you to be the best that you can be. Do not let your fears get in the way of your success. As soon as you hear that like negative chatter that comes on, and it's in every one of us here, you got to figure out the tools to turn that off. And it comes back to you believing in yourself. And I'll also say up top, there's something there, and I think it's nice when you actually have when you feel like you got the wind at your back as opposed to the wind at your face, right? And I feel that it's a choice. I feel like it's a choice. And I'm not going to go down that whole route right now, but the main thing I want to say to each and every one of you is that I'm really thankful about all of the subscribers that watch these videos. I want to be better. I want to increase our subscribers. I want to increase how people watch our videos. And I'm learning this, right? I have never done this before. I don't know how to, get people's attention on videos. I don't know how to, really market. I'm learning how to market myself and market this business. And also, I believe that is really done through education. And I don't want to do the same old bullshit that is like, let's get naked girls and let's like do all of this stuff and let's like, pay. Oh God Almighty! I'll just quickly drop, right. I had like, for instance, I don't want to pay to play. Right, that's not what I'm about. That's not what we are about here. We received an email from a company that basically was like, "Hey, so we're doing a review of Delta 8 products, and do you want to be featured in it?" And then it was like, "And if you want, you can also be first place." And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean? You want to be first place? And you can pay?" I'm just like, and the brain goes on for me. Then I'm like, Is that like something that just happens regularly, right? That people just pay for first place? Because I don't want any of that. We don't want any of that right here at all. I often have people as well. I'm like, I don't know, is that just what the world is like, right? Is that just what the world is like right now? That it's like, that you pay for reviews, you pay for, to win trophies, like I'm just like, I don't want any of that. And so again, it's important for me to connect with you and be real with you. Like, that's what this business is about. And we want to be as transparent as possible. Like, what we're doing here is an art, right? If we wanted to be like, that's why our products cost more, because we put more work into it. I'm yet to see a brand that has done anything close to what we're doing. And as a brand that is more expensive, it does mean that overall that your products will move slower. And I'm okay with that, because again, it comes back to one thing. And what is that? It's truth. And the truth of the matter is that we are a premium brand, that we offer better products than anybody else, and that we put out more content and have more attention to detail and actually give a shit about our products that we bring to the public, coming from the childproof packaging, our impact on the planet with our eco-friendly, with reclaimed ocean plastic and hemp plastic tubes, from our Can Verify labels, that protect each and every one of you and us from counterfeits. And, you know, come back to the quality, the organic ingredients, the etching on the carts, the one-of-a-kind quartz coil. And each and every one of these is something that I don't really see out there. And I'm not gonna suddenly, like, I see all these other brands and it's like this fight for the bottom before D8 goes illegal. We're gonna just like milk it and putting out packaging quick. And I look at that and I go, you know what, I do need to improve on how we release products, but these products are finessed and I want to make sure that they're correct. And we've definitely made mistakes in some of them where I feel like they could have been maybe a little bit better. And that comes back to now having the review team, and I need to be better with how I manage my time. And like we've talked about it, I look back at some of the videos and I feel embarrassed and ashamed of talking about some of these products that haven't come to light yet. And I, you know, I look back at the tinctures and I'm like, damn, dude, that was like 20 weeks ago and you still haven't even released these yet. So I need to be better with how we are presenting ourselves, and I just want to be better. I want to be better for each and every one of you, and I want to be able to, you know, for instance, catching up with the comments, getting back with you. Like, I need to be better with that, and because I feel sometimes that I'm not communicating to you and reaching to you in the same way that I want to, but it's hard to manage that with the sales and with leading a team and managing the packaging and doing the hires and not being responsible for just the sales. So we just have a whole commission-based sales team that's just started, because the other thing is, coming back to our issue with the sales, I'm the only one who's doing the sales because I'm building the team. So it's a fascinating ride. I hope what I said was heard, and that each and every one of you gets what's happening and what we're trying to achieve. And I don't want it to all be like unicorns and roses and rainbows. While I like those, I don't want that to be the thing where it's just, again, fake as fuck, right? And this is okay, just the last bit here. Real knows real, right? Take that from good old Lil Dicky. And the fact of the matter is that when you're being fake, right, when you're fronting, people pick up on that energy. And I really believe that when you're lying or when you're full of shit, people detect that. And we can only be what we are. And people can say, oh, well, why don't you do this? Or why don't you drop your prices? Or why don't you do that? Or why don't you do this other thing here? And at the end of the day, like, this is like an art. And we are just doing us in the same way that other companies do them. And to be honest, in the same way, right, I'm all about, I want to support this industry as a unit, right? I would love for this, you know, like, I'm sure everyone knows of 3Chi. I mean, they were the first ones that started the D8 craze. I mean, I would love there to be some sort of partnerships or collaborations together, and I feel that more often than not, it's like, oh no, dog eat dog world, we're coming for you, and it's just like, I don't want that, right? And that's what competition is, but I want us to be real about what it is that we are. And coming back to what I said at the start of the video, right? We've all been alone. We've been alone, and we have, in the first time, this pandemic has let us all do what? It's like, check in with you. And any falseness or bullshit is like, it doesn't last, right? And when we do that, we do things based out of fear, and stuff that's based out of fear doesn't really ever last. And so I'm doing my best to stick to my truth and be as open as I can with each and every one of you, so that we can connect, right? Like, that's because when we connect and we're honest with each other, we feel that vibration, we feel that energy, and you get that through the camera. And so that's it. I love you all. I'm thankful for what we have here, and hope you enjoyed the video.